guys, welcome to my channel.
So Hanel is the only one who is going to school right now. So sorry I'm saying this, but I just have to say it because hello everyone, welcome to my channel Hanz237. Thank you for clicking on this video. Guys, today's video was inspired by a group of Cameroonian mom vloggers that did a collab challenge last month. Actually, it was open for every Cameroonian mom vloggers to join, but because your girl was busy at that time, my plate was full, so I couldn't join them. But I watched some of their videos, and guys, it really helped me. And this video is equally inspired by them. Who are they? Rather, we have the Mom Boss, Kenya Kia, Juditha's Jenny, Barbara's Reality, Jocelyn, and there's one other person. Please do not be offended if I forget your name, but there's one other person that I've forgotten her name. So these great moms came together and did a 7 days challenge, and one of the videos was sharing your routine and sharing your routine with your child, like what your child eats for lunch or takes to school as food. And so I've been filming this video for some time now, and this is just the introductory part of the video, okay guys? So I'm going to show you guys some of the things that my son Hanel, my first child, who is 4 years in nursery 2, what he takes to school. I'm not going to show you guys everything because there are even some videos that I have not filmed, some of the things he takes to school that I have not filmed, like toasted bread. I haven't filmed that part yet, but I don't know if by the time I'll be editing this video, I must have prepared that breakfast for him. But that's something I normally do. So I'll just leave you guys to watch some of the breakfast ideas that I do for my son, for him to take to school, or is he lunch or prepare for his lunch box. See, I don't even know. But anyways, just take a look and I'll talk to you guys later. So guys, the first breakfast idea for Hanel is fries. I usually start his week with fries and fried eggs, and that's because it's his all-time favorite. Then I switch things up with spaghetti and eggs. Okay, I just scramble it, but he really doesn't like spaghetti like that, except maybe he is craving for it. But I don't do it all the time. It can be like once a week or once in 2 weeks. Yes guys. So on days that he is not taking fries or spaghetti to school, I give him fried plantains, what we call dodo in Cameroon, okay? And then after that, and he loves fried plantains, and after that I do toasted bread for him because he loves toasted bread, especially when it is dry. So yeah, 2 breakfasts that my son loves so much is fries and toasted bread. So on this day I did toasted bread for him. He loved it, and when he came back from school on this particular day, he said, "Mama, please, I want to eat toasted bread." I said, "I cannot make you toasted bread now." He said, "No mama, this is what I want to eat because the one I took to school, I enjoyed it, so I want to eat toasted bread." And I had to convince him that I would do it for him the next day. So yeah, and that's how we ended. Oh. morning. What's up? So you remember I told you guys that I equally do toasted bread for my son. He takes it to school with juice. Yeah, I have his juice inside. I'm still to put it in his water bottle. So yeah, I told you guys that I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. So I finally did it today because there's bread in the house, and yeah, there's equally juice. So that's just how I make it. Actually, there are days where I put tomatoes and all the other spices, but because it's not in the house, I just had to put just Maggi and toast it like that. And my son really loves, he equally loves toasted bread, especially when it's dry. So there you have it. Most times I prepare him fries because he loves fries with eggs too much. He loves fries, like he can eat fries every day. And I think I've said that on this channel, like Hanel loves fries. For those of you who do not know fries, I'm talking about Irish potatoes, the way we call it in Cameroon. So he loves fries so much. And then there are days that I prepare him toasted bread, like I've said, spaghetti with eggs, fried plantains, what we call dodo, and eggs. So it varies, okay? It depends. So those are mostly some of the things that I prepare for him. And the portion also depends on the day. So for example, if it's Wednesday, I do not put him too much food because it's half day, they close by 12 o'clock. So I put him something small that he can eat and finish it. That's it. And another thing is that my son is not someone who loves food, so I don't put much. There are days that I look at him, I'm like, okay, let me just try, and he'll finish it. There are days that I will try and put like, okay, this guy is going to eat very well, and then he will bring it back home. There are other days that he will finish his food, and then the first thing he will do is, mama, I finished my food. And that's the joy of every mother, that you cook or you prepare food for your child and they finish everything. So yeah, that's it. So the second part of this video is some sort of a routine when he comes back from school. What do I do? Okay, so this of course, you know, routine is something that you do always, constantly, but this one, there are days I do it, there are days I don't do it. There are days that I'm not the one who receives him when he comes back from school. There are days that is someone else who does it. So on my own part, the days that I'm really like super energetic, I do these things. So what am I referring to? The first thing is that when he comes back from school, of course, we get into a conversation. Okay, I start asking him, how was your day, how was school and everything. And then I have reasons why I asked him, of course, in to just get an insight of what he was taught in school and how he spent his day. Of course, I'll ask him, what did your teacher say? In his own case, they don't call their teachers, they call them aunties and uncles. So what did aunties say? And I always ask them, what's your auntie's name? What did auntie say? How are your friends? Of course, it's very important as parents, mothers. It's always important to know the friends of your child in school. So you get to know the kind of play, the kind of things or people he interacts with. Okay, so when he comes back, there is that I'm really good like that. Before he comes back from school, I must have laid out his clothes that he's going to wear on that day. Sometimes when I want to give, sometimes I give him a bath when he comes back from school. So I'll put him water on the heater before he comes back. On some days he will come then before I put the water. It all depends how I feel or how the day is going. Secondly, I do not bathe him every day. Yes, I have my reasons. There are days that it's very cold by the time he's coming back from school. You don't expect me to go and be bathing my child, because most of the time he's either having cough or catarrh. Yeah, and that's because sometimes when we treat it at home, he goes back to school, he picks it from there. So I'm very careful. I look at the weather and I know when to bathe him and when not to bathe him. Of course, during rainy seasons, I rarely bathe him when he comes back from school, except when he's really dirty like that. If I don't bathe him, I'll probably clean him up, like just clean up, like dry soak cloth and clean him, but not throw water through his head and all that stuff. But during dry seasons, it's very imperative that I bathe him, because of course there's dust and he must have played outside. And yeah, so it also depends. I just look at him. If his uniforms are still very clean, that means that he didn't play. But when his uniform is dirty, I know that, oh, this guy has played, so it's good for me to bathe him. But the important thing, another thing I do is I always encourage him to wash his hands no matter the season, no matter the weather, I always encourage him to wash his hands when he comes back from school. I equally encourage, he's at that stage where I'm teaching him how to take off his clothes, how to dress himself. So yeah, there are days that I allow him to take off his clothes by himself. There are other days that I will do it because I don't have time. Maybe Rone needs my attention, or some other person, or some other thing. So I'll quickly take off his clothes, give him his bath, or dress him up in a case where I'm not bathing him. But if I bathe him, I dress him up quickly. And sometimes he comes back from school and he doesn't want to eat. There are days that he will come back and the first thing, Mama, you've prepared what? That's exactly how he acts. And then when he acts that, know for sure that he's going to eat, so I'll give him food. So it also depends, because he's not someone who likes to eat, so it's a struggle. So while all this is going on, I engage him in a conversation, okay? And another thing that I do when he comes back from school is that I always touch his tummy. Is it paining you? I just touch. Is it paining you? Are you feeling pain anywhere? He will say no. Or there are days, most of them he will say no, and I have reasons why I do that. And I feel like every mom should do this. In case you are not doing it, it's very important for Rone. Stop, guys. Rone is around. Rone, leave this table. Where? Okay, so yeah, as a mom, I'm suggesting to every mom that in case you are not doing it, it's very important for you to always touch your child's tummy when they come back from school. Just, play around, touch every part of his body. Even when you are bathing him, you're giving him his bath, okay? If it's in my own case, I have boys, okay, and Hanel is the only one who is going to school right now. So when I'm bathing him, I just run my hand through his anus. And I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I just have to say it because we live in a world that is cruel, okay? It's full of terrible creatures. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just full of people that you cannot, like, we live in a very sad society where you have people that violate both male and female. Like, who does that? Okay, before we used to cry that, oh, our girl children. Right now, they don't even, they are not only doing it to girls, but they do it to boys as well. So I just run my hand through his anus just to inspect. In case he shouts or he screams or he feels discomfort, then I'll know there's something wrong. In most cases, no. So it's always important to just check, be it male or female, check their genitals if it's intact, okay? Because things are happening in our society. Another thing is, why do I say check? You always just touch their body or their tummy in particular, is because growing up as a child, when I was in Kumba, I remember way back, I was in primary 3 or so. We had this neighbor around Farm Road, and the neighbor's child died, and the reason was because this girl went to school and she was playing with her friends, and someone kicked her on the tummy, on her stomach. And she came home and she did not complain. But when she complained, it was already too late, and there was nothing that they could do to remedy the situation, and she passed away. So ever since then, I said to myself that if I happen to have kids in the future, and they go to school, I'm always going to check, school or no school, always check your children, okay? Because you never can tell. The second thing is check their nostrils and their ears. What did I say? Please check their nostrils and their ears. Something happened to Hanel last month. He went to school. He was sick throughout the week, and then he went to school just on Thursday and Friday. So on one of those days, I'm thinking it's on a Friday, because on Thursday when he came, I checked and there was nothing. He was fine. So on Friday, he went to school, and I don't know if his ears were itching, because at the time he said it was someone who put it there. But after they took it out, he said he was the one. So I don't know if it's that his ears were itching and he was looking for a cotton bud to clean his ears. And since he had his crayon, which is like a pen, like color, he just sent it into his ears, and this tip like this, it got stuck. He came home that day. Since he was not feeling pain, he probably must have forgotten, and I think I'm not the one who received him that day, okay? So on Saturday, I was preparing food, because we had this jangi. My husband was receiving jangi, and I was the one cooking. So I heard them, he complained to my mother-in-law that there's something stuck in his ear, and it's very painful. So we looked at it and we saw there was an object in his ear. We rushed him to the hospital. They took it out, and guys, ever since then, there's this song I tell him when he wants to go to school: do not do what? Don't put something in your nostrils. Don't put anything in your ears.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
So Hanel, what did Mama tell you about your ears and nose when you are in school?
ears,
Mm-hmm.
nose.
Yes, what the mama say you should not do with your ears and nose?
Don't put nothing
That you should not put anything where.
on your ears and your nose.
Show me your ears and your nose. You should not put anything where.
On your ears and your nose.
And be careful what you put in your mouth, except your food or water. Do not put anything. So it's always important for you to check them. Of course, we cannot monitor them 24/7 because sometimes I know some people will be like, you're reckless, or hey, you should be monitoring your child. Sometimes you will look at them you will, like, your eyes will be fixed on them, and then the moment you just turn away, something happens. Hane has eaten so many things. Last year he ate cypress, and that almost killed him. We took him to the hospital, took it out, flushed it. They are like, it's always important to have palm oil in the house, because when they eat things like that, the very first remedy is for you to give them palm oil before rushing them to the hospital. It helps. I've done that countless times with these kids. Before, I used to be scared. I will cry. I will beat myself about like I'm a bad mom. But right now, I understand that things like this will happen because they are at that stage where they don't know the difference. This thing is harmful. They don't know whether this object is harmful or this one is not harmful. So yeah, I always inspect that. And so when all that is done, I'm happy. He is happy. We hug, and so it ends like that. So that's just basically some of the things I do when he comes back from school. Okay, I hope you've learned one or two things. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and so that anytime I upload a new video, you're going to get notified. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye from Rose.